I'm Melissa.
And I'm Mike.
I almost forgot what I had to say there. I almost forgot.
Oh
How do
wow.
I
It's like
do I
this is your
introduce
first
myself
this is
or
your first time.
this is my first episode with the podcast. Cheers.
Yeah. I'll be drinking water tonight.
So I got this
Just
Alani
water.
because I had to go to the dollar store for some things and they had Alani. I don't know, like the dollar store isn't really like dollar storing anymore because this was
Yeah.
2.50. This was
Yeah.
$2.50 and I feel like that's kind of high for like a drink.
Yeah, they're fooling you. They're tricking you. Although some of those are expensive. Like you buy those at Target, sometimes they're expensive too. We
Yeah, but
bought
like Diet Coke was the Diet Coke bottles were 2.50 too. So I was like,
Hmm, yeah.
shoot, might as well splurge and get an Alani if it's the
Yeah,
same price
right.
as a Diet Coke. That's
Exactly.
crazy.
Yeah, we bought this stuff at Target that is protein coffee and it's
Mhm.
instant coffee that's
Oh.
like the stuff we bought is vanilla, but it's like I think
Mhm.
it's like 10 grams of protein, I think, in like a cup of it. And but it's instant coffee, so I didn't know how good it would be. It's actually really good. I don't know the brand, or I'd share the brand, but I forget what the brand is. But it's really good. It's good for like for like an iced coffee, but
Yeah.
it's delicious. So you have to try it when you're over here sometime.
I
But
never
it's
got
super
on.
expensive. It's like a bag this big. It's like a small bag.
Yeah.
It was like $25.
Oh yeah, that's like a y'all better not waste this type of coffee.
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
Yeah, see, like the thing is with me, I just never would have purchased that just based on the price alone. Like,
Yeah. Well, I was thinking of it like, okay, well, if this is a replacement for, maybe a week's worth of Starbucks, it's, you
oh,
know,
true. Oh,
maybe in
that's
the
true. Yeah,
same line.
true. True, true, true.
And it's good like a star. Like it is in that class when you make it the right way. So,
I never really got on the instant coffee train, but I have heard
hmm.
that some of them are good, so maybe
No,
I'll try one out.
I used to do the whipped coffee thing with
Oh
instant
yeah.
coffee, and that
Mhm.
was really good. That was
Was
delicious.
it? Yeah, I always see people online doing that.
So today
Anyways,
we're going to be talking about beverages.
no, yeah, no. I like to start out True Crime Thursdays a little bit more, light
Yeah.
because the
Yeah.
cases are always so sad, including the one that we are
Yeah.
doing today, which is I think it's the D4VD. So David, his name is David Burke, and
Okay.
but he's a performer. So he started out being an actual he did online streaming, and when I guess he was like starting to get bigger, I think he posted his videos on YouTube, and he always would get flagged because of the music that he would use. It would, he always got flagged for copyright and stuff like that.
Oh, I got you.
So he got into music by making his own kind of beats and music and stuff like that, and started posting them on his streams, and then it started to catch on, and I guess he really used to that he then that's when people would use it on TikTok and things like
Hmm.
that. So that's how he kind of got into the excuse me, not this again.
By the way, the other day you were right. It wasn't. I mean, you heard it, but it wasn't so bad. So,
Oh yeah, exactly. I told you. Okay, sorry. So yeah, that's how he got into the music train, and he actually got so big that he performed at Coachella last year.
okay.
Mhm. I never I never really heard any of his music honestly before I like the all the case stuff came out about him.
Hmm.
Um but it wasn't really my genre either. I mean, you've probably heard like maybe if you're scrolling on TikTok, you've probably heard one of his songs or one of his
That's
beats
what I
or
was gonna say.
something like that.
It's probably one of those things where somebody would have to tell me, and I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I recognize that."
Yeah. Um So, gonna take it back to 2022, 2023, around that timeline. Um, this is all kind of alleged because for a long time there was a lot of denials that he even like communicated with Celeste, that he knew who she was at all, that they
And
had anything
and
going
Celeste
on.
was.
Celeste was our victim today. She's the young girl who passed away. She was so when she died, she was 13, but you'll hear a lot in reports people refer to her as 14, but that's only because like when they found her, she would have been 14. So
Oh,
she had a
okay.
birthday between when she passed away and when they found her. Um, so yeah, that's why a lot of things say 14. Very young.
Yeah.
Um, so back in 2022, when she was about 12 years old, that is when um they believe investigators believe that the communication first started between him and her. I read that there's a lot of messages and internet evidence that proves this, that they knew each other and that they were chatting back then. Even though there's a lot of denials about it, so it's all alleged right now.
Right.
But there is a lot of messages and things that prove that. Um, Allegedly, they also met on a game. They met streaming.
Oh, okay.
They started exchanging messages, and that's how they met, allegedly. So
Allegedly.
then by April 2024, that's when the missing person case began for Celeste. Um, so she was reported missing by her family back then, and she was also last seen around that time in the Southern California area. I believe she also, there was a lot of talk about she she kind of ran away from home a lot. So it's not that it wasn't taken seriously back then, but at first there was a lot of talk of like it's just another runaway situation with her where she was running away from home. She would
Right.
disappear a lot.
So she was a troubled youth, I guess you would say. Didn't
Yeah.
get along with the parents or that kind of thing.
And I also want to make note, David also is 21. So I think he's 21. Sorry.
Okay.
Definitely, he's in his 20s. Definitely too old to be dating a 13-year-old. Okay, let's just say that. So then by kind of mid 2025, late, 2024 into mid 2025, they still could not find her. It was an ongoing disappearance case, and the family actually had to file multiple missing person reports for Celeste. Um, Nothing was happening. Nobody was finding her. There was no sights of her. Nothing. Um, there was also no body found, and yeah, the case just remained an open missing person investigation through mid 2025. Then by August 2025, and you didn't really hear anything about, like, we're not in California,
Right.
but it's not like her missing was this big nationwide,
National, right.
look out for this 14-year-old type of alert. I didn't hear about
Mm-hmm.
it. I feel like I watched enough true crime and news and all that stuff. I didn't hear about it until they found the missing vehicle, and the case kind of spiraled after that.
Right, right. Well, and
Um,
the thing is, like, it makes you wonder though, because like I think of all the times where we hear like Amber Alerts. You'll get an Amber Alert on your phone about
oh, right.
a missing, kid in that age range even or
Yeah.
younger. And you don't, sometimes you'll hear, oh, they found the person, but a lot of times I never hear anything else about it. So,
Oh, yeah.
you know, I mean, is it that common that young kids just disappear and are never heard from again? That would be really sad if that's the case. If that's why you don't hear about them, because they just happen so often that sad to say it's
Oh,
not
yeah.
news.
Yeah, and
Continue. Sorry.
if you think about a lot of times when you get that Amber Alert, like, you might kind of look at it, but
Yeah.
unfortunately, a lot of those just become kind of another notification on a lot of people's phones.
Yeah. When they
And
first
then,
started coming, I felt like I was supposed to react. I was supposed to do something. I was supposed to like go out and drive around in my car or
oh yeah,
something.
because they come
I
in real
really did. I was
intense.
like,
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like,
like,
oh my
oh my
God,
gosh, this kid's missing.
do
Let's
I
go.
join the search group? Yeah.
Yeah.
Um, so in August 2025, that is when a Tesla that was under David's name, it was parked in a Hollywood Hills neighborhood. It appeared abandoned. Apparently, it was there for quite a while, and that's how that's why there was a call made on it in the first place, just
Hmm.
because neighbors just noticed this car that, I mean, you know how it is in your neighborhood. You know when a
Yeah.
car is supposed to be there and when it's not, and yeah.
Yeah, well, and especially something like that, like a Cybertruck, you're you're gonna, take notice of it just being there and never, just out in the
Never,
blue
yeah.
and never moving.
Now, what I think is, just to like pause there for a second, I remember when I first heard about this case and I just thought it was so strange. Like, um, you know, uh, I don't know. I guess this falls into like the dumb criminals category. But if you're gonna do something like this, using a car that's in your name is just kind of like when I
Yeah.
first heard about it, I thought like, no way is it this like puzzle
Yeah.
fitting perfectly in the piece next to it type of case. Like this person, there's a body found in a car that's in this person's name. Unless
Yeah.
someone stole his car and like, maybe that's just because I watch so much true crime stuff. Like, but
Yeah.
in my head, I'm like, no, there has to be more to it. It's never this like
Cut and dried
cut
kind
and
of. Yeah.
dry. Like,
Yeah.
why would he leave the body in the car that's under his name and just
Right.
abandoned in a neighborhood? Like, that doesn't make any sense at all. Like, I've watched so many cases where people will literally put it in someone else's car and like try and light that car on fire, or I don't know, do
Right.
more of a spectacle. I don't know
Right.
really. This is a situation where it's like, yeah, what was your plan?
What was your thought process? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, maybe it was just like
Like
maybe
young
he didn't
and
know what to do.
Delulu?
Yeah, well, or he didn't know what to do, and he was like, it's the panic mind where it's like, well, I just have to get, first of all, I mean, you go into some more of the details, but
Uh-huh.
to leave someone's body in a car like that for that, for any amount of time, you know, just driving around in the car and knowing it's there, he probably just like walked away and then felt like, okay, well, I don't know. I can't explain the mind of somebody that does those kind of things, and I'm happy about that.
Didn't even like take the license plate off, I don't think. Like that's
Yeah, yeah,
just so crazy.
yeah.
Not
Like,
like they can't trace it back to him still. Like they're still
yeah,
gonna.
that's the thing with it, with like, especially with a Tesla. Like, you can take the license plate off, you can take the VIN off wherever the VIN thing is. Still got the computer, and I feel like even if you take the
Oh
computer out,
right.
there's still something there that is going to lead it back
It's
to.
gonna
So
tie you.
none of that
Yeah.
matters. Yeah,
Um, and if you're going through that much trouble, like, I don't know, might just not have done the crime. That's way easier. So then on September 8th, 2025, um, that's when a body was discovered. Um, so so when it was reported abandoned, it basically got a tow truck came, took it to the tow yard, and when they took it to the tow yard, it sat there for a little bit, and then I believe or the impound lot. Not the
impound
yeah,
lot,
same
right?
thing. So somebody at the impound lot noticed when they were over near that car that it smelled crazy.
Oh, yeah,
Um, and I don't believe that they looked in it. They might have looked in it. I can't remember those details right now.
yeah,
But I know they definitely called the police because of a foul odor. I've never smelled human remains before. I hope I never have to. But
yeah,
I have heard that like it's like police officers have talked about it before, that it's like it's a smell that you can't explain, and it can only like when you smell it, you know that it has to like your
right.
first thought is like that smells like a dead body.
Yeah, 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 yeah.
So,
Yeah, and it's not even like, like we've all been in an area where there was like a dead animal, like
oh,
when we were up in
right.
Pennsylvania, if there was a dead deer somewhere or whatever,
Yeah.
they say it's not even the same as that. It's different than that.
Oh, really? Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I
even
thankfully
then,
have also never smelled it, so I'm happy
even
about
then
that.
when you're smelling a dead animal, it's like it's such a distinctive scent that it's like, oh yeah, it smells like something died here. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
just such a distinct, like even like dead lizards like have that, like,
yeah,
oh my
yeah,
god.
yeah.
So yeah, the tow yard, they said that it smells like a just something bad. They called the police. The police came, and that's when they found Celeste's remains in the frunk of the Tesla. I hate that word. I hate the name frunk.
You can just call it the front trunk then.
The front trunk.
Yeah.
Because Teslas are fancy and they have a trunk in the front and the back.
Well, the
Um,
Cybertruck only has one in the front
oh really? It doesn't
because
have, it has
it
the
has a
back,
truck. It has a
the
truck
trunk.
bed. It has a truck bed. It doesn't have a trunk.
Yeah, but it's still all covered, so I still think of it as like the trunk.
Well,
You
okay.
know what I
Yeah,
mean?
I see where you're coming from.
Like those pickup trucks that like have the back cabin, like
Yeah,
it turns into a truck bed. It turns from a
yeah,
truck bed to a.
yeah.
So, anyways, not important to the story.
No.
Um, so then on September 16th, and also, yeah, so on September 8th, when they did find the remains, um, so the condition that she was in was really bad. She was extremely decomposed, and she was also what's the good word?
Dismembered.
Dismembered.
Dismembered. Yeah.
She was dismembered,
So
so
that's a whole other level, and I don't know if psychosis is the right word because I'm not,
yeah,
that's not my field of expertise. But
right,
to me, that's a whole other level of psychosis because,
right,
and we've talked about these kind of cases before, right?
yeah,
When you can do something like that in the first place, especially with someone that you know, to someone that you
right.
know, that you can kill someone that you know
Mm-hmm.
in the first place is like insane. But then when you've done that, that you can turn around and say, okay, well, I'm going to cut the body into pieces. Like that's, I, though that is someone who can do that is a person who should never be around the rest of society again.
Right.
And I don't know. I mean, I don't think it's California, so I'm sure it's not death penalty out there.
No, they said he could be facing the death
Oh,
penalty. He could.
wow. I would have guessed that California didn't have the death penalty or yeah.
I don't know.
Um,
That's just what I heard the other day. I heard he could be facing it. My assumption is that he probably won't, but I guess because of his charges.
well, yeah,
It's because of the
because
charges. The
of the
charges are
other stuff
pretty,
involved, which we haven't talked about all of that either.
yeah, the charges are
Um,
pretty intense.
yeah.
Um, so it's not just
Yeah,
a, not
you
to
are
say,
correct. You
not
are
to,
correct. It says that because of special circumstances, like you'd
mm-hmm,
mentioned, it's considered a capital case, so it would be eligible for
yeah,
the death penalty.
it's not just a regular, not to like downplay, literally, you know,
Right.
homicide, but
Right.
yeah, it's not just a regular homicide case. So, um, yeah, so when because she was in such bad condition when they first found her on September 8th, um, they couldn't really identify who it was at all. They actually, for a really long time, because she was so badly decomposed, which I believe this is why it took so long for him to even get arrested, they
Hmm.
couldn't even find a cause of death,
Oh, okay.
which that also holds up a lot of times in cases that I've seen. That's what ends up holding up somebody being charged with the case or getting arrested or anything like that, because obviously if they can't prove that it was homicide, they can arrest you, but they don't really have anything to like hold you on or charge you with if they can't even prove it's homicide. So
Right.
Yeah, that was the big thing with this. So on September 16th, 8 days later, that is when she was identified, and then that is also around the same time that the investigation started. So they searched a property connected to David, and they also seized a bunch of evidence. This around this time, this was huge because I remember they like took, I believe, like laptops, and yeah, they took a few. I remember like there's footage of them leaving one of his homes um with a box with of a bunch of stuff, and that was like very okay. They're leaving with his stuff, but he's still not being
Yeah.
charged, because a lot of people were very surprised even early on that he wasn't arrested right away, just because it literally
Yeah.
like all odds were pointing to him.
Right. But I wonder if it's a case where they don't want to do that too early because
Right.
they want to have all of their, especially something again this horrible. You want to make sure that you have every piece of information that you need
Right.
so that there's no, problem down the road when you're trying to get the conviction.
Yeah, so late 2025, that's when investigators began treating David as a person of interest. And yeah, he was definitely on the suspect list. I think back then they also had a few other people that they like might have thought he was at least working with, or that multiple people might have been involved, but he was the main person of interest and the main suspect. Um, and that's when the grand jury investigation was also initiated. So also something that I thought was interesting was that early on, not early on, but like around the time that his home was being uh
It's like
investigated
search,
and
yeah.
yeah, searched all that stuff, and they took his electronics and everything. Um, Around that same time, he ended up, so he was renting a home, and he ended up getting out of that rental, and he also owned a home. I forget where he owned a home, but he signed that home over into his mom's name,
Mm,
and he also began transferring a bunch of his other assets, I believe, over to his mom as well. Um, Obviously looks suspicious, but
sure.
to me it seemed like he was almost prepping for being arrested. Like, let me get all these ducks in a row so that my family is taken care of, because they're clearly on to me. Like, that's what
Right.
that was seeming like to me.
Yeah, yeah, it sounds that way.
Um, and he did that like very early on, maybe even before he was an official suspect. So, February 2026, that's when we had some escalation because court documents confirmed that he is the target of a grand jury probe. Um, and then by April 16th, that is when he was arrested by the LAPD on suspicion of murder, and he was held without bail. Thank God.
Yeah.
And, come on, he had to see that coming. April 16th. Yeah, that was just literally a week ago. So a few days ago, the reason that we're doing this case is because a few days ago, on April 20th, that is when his charges were filed. And I watched the press conference where they ran out all these charges, and if the law is going to do something, it's get you for everything they can.
Yeah.
Um
And in this case, I'm very happy about
so right. So he was he has 3 charges going against him right now, and his mugshot also was released. So he was charged with first-degree murder, sexual offenses involving a minor, and mutilation of a body. Um, so what prosecutors are kind of alleging with this case is that he killed her to prevent exposure of abuse.
Right.
So, and the crime also, the special circumstances that the crime involves, which it also kind of is why he could be, he could get the death penalty, is special circumstance like lying in wait, whatever that means.
Right.
I think
I mean, it
that's like
basically
him.
means like
It shows
you're
like
hiding in the
premeditation.
bushes because yeah, it's like you're hiding in
Yeah.
the bushes because somebody's coming home and you're literally waiting for them.
So, yeah, so one thing I heard, and this is all just kind of suspicions at this point, but there's a lot of talk about, I guess Celeste was threatening to basically tell the world that they've been together. And
Right.
obviously he thought that that was going to ruin his music career, but hey man, nothing ruins your music career like murder. You know what I mean?
Right. Like
Like being
that
charged
doesn't
for
make it
that.
better. Yeah. And the
But,
other
again,
the other special circumstances they
people do
said
these
were
crimes assuming they're not going to be
murder
caught.
murder of a witness and murder for financial gain, which that comes into play with the whole thing of,
Yeah.
him worried about his music career.
Mhm. Yeah, so David is pleading not guilty to all those charges, which that's not a surprise. Most
Right.
criminals do. Um and there was also additional forensic findings. The medical examiner later determined that the cause of death was multiple sharp force injuries, which is so sad.
Right. Because with a
Um,
decomposed body, how do you determine that? Right. I mean, how do you like know that that was the case?
yeah, I don't know. I mean, it could be she, decomposed body could mean like obviously her, this is morbid, but just like her bones are there. So I don't know, like when you stab
Hmm.
someone, maybe there's like proof on the skeleton or
Right.
something, like a nick in the
Right.
skeleton or cracked or something like that. Now, I don't so it does say that timing remains uncertain due to decomposition. So, and especially given the fact that um, you know, what he did to her after she passed away as well, that
Right.
I don't know if that's a for sure thing that they can prove, but
Right.
medical examiners know their stuff, so I'm gonna take it.
Well, and I also wonder, could the fact that he, chopped her up, is that what
Yeah,
they're defining as that too?
right. Um, yeah, his legal team maintains that he is innocent and disputes the evidence. So, yeah,
Crazy.
really
Crazy.
sad case. I think that like, you know, um given her age especially, I think that always makes it way more sad when they're just younger. I mean, obviously it's sad no matter how old you are, but
Sure.
man, when you think about just a 13-year-old and how naive a 13-year-old is, um apparently he also had like some sus songs. Like there's one that's called literally Romantic Homicide if people are trying to like connect that, but
Oh my
you know
God.
how the internet is, it could or
Yeah.
could not. But yeah, I think of how innocent and naive so many 13-year-olds are. And even if a 13-year-old isn't innocent, like I feel they are innocent just because you don't know any better at that point. You think
Right.
you know everything, you think you're so grown, like, you know, um, shoot, I see 10-year-olds thinking that they're grown
Right.
and wanting to just run off on their own sometimes just to feel that like sense of independence and like you know, so to be a 12-year-old, 13-year-old chatting with this older boy online, like,
Oh yeah,
he knew
yeah. It's
better.
well, and that's I mean, a lot of these people that on especially on like those online platforms that are the groomers that they're
Yeah.
that's what they're looking for. They're looking, and if the whole thing of that she had run away frequently, like she was probably a prime target for somebody who was going to do something like that because
Right.
you're looking for somebody that probably feels, kind of outcast by their family or doesn't have a lot of friends or you know what I mean? It's like all the, you know, kind of red flags there. Um
Yeah.
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 Yeah, there was something I was just reading. Oh, well, first of all, I thought we said I thought previously I had seen that it was a Cybertruck. What I'm reading now says it was actually a Model Y. Not that that's pertinent to the story, but the frunk on a Model Y is a lot smaller than the frunk on a Cybertruck. So even somebody that was a smaller, you know, like youth would be, you know, it wouldn't be the easiest thing to do in the frunk of a Model Y.
Yeah. Oh, that's so sad.
Um, yeah, and I guess I had read too, like the whole relationships, I guess started because part of I was reading the actual court filing, the actual charges,
Yeah.
and it says that that I guess the relationship between them was between like September, or that they alleged that he had abused her was between September of 2023 and September of 2024. So that was actually a few years ago. It was probably still going on, but that's the time frame that the charges allege that it went on during.
Wow.
Um, yeah,
Yeah.
and I had read something similar to what you said though, that she had been talking about going to authorities. One of the interesting things that I think this is part of the evidence is that they have like some online chats
Yeah.
between the or not online chats. I'm sorry. There's like a
Tech.
video stream that he would when she was missing,
Oh,
that
yeah.
she was on a video stream with him,
Yeah.
and yeah, that at the end of it he said something to the effect of we're gonna have to delete that or something
He
like
told
that.
his, yeah, in the video, I saw that he you can like you can only see a little bit of her. You hear her, and then he tells like his I don't know if it's like his editor or somebody who like helps him out with his streaming stuff. He was
Right.
telling them like we're gonna have to delete that, but
Right.
sorry, man,
Oh,
can't
okay.
delete
Okay.
technology.
Yeah,
Yeah.
delete.
Or his
No, well,
mod. I
this.
think it was his moderators. He was telling his
Yeah,
moderators like something like
yeah,
that.
yeah. This says digital forensic evidence cited by the investigators includes a January 2024 Twitch live stream where the two appeared together in the video. So
Yeah.
she actually appeared in the video with him, and it says Burke reportedly joked with her before telling her to delete everything.
Yeah.
So
So
I
it
don't know.
was even back then. I remember there was something that like he was trying to say that that wasn't her, that was somebody else, and he tried saying that it was I don't know the girl he was talking to was a different girl named Celeste. Like just a bunch of
Yeah, yeah,
hey, you're the one, you're the weirdo in your 20s dating the 13-year-old. Like
yeah, yeah,
don't be mad at
yeah.
her because she's about
Exactly.
to
So
exploit you.
the good news is with the if he's convicted with the special circumstances, even if they don't go for the death penalty, it's life without the possibility of parole.
Right. Yeah.
So that's good news. And then
Oh
the
yeah.
other thing is um there will be I guess a hearing evidence to start the evidentiary phase of the trial. So his trial is already getting ready to start.
Yeah.
Um that starts well today. It starts
Uh-huh.
on April 23rd, which is when this episode shall premiere. So this will definitely be a one we'll have to keep up with and follow up on.
Oh, for
I
sure.
actually I'm wondering if this will be one you'll be able to see like a court feed,
Yeah.
you know,
Yeah. No,
because
for
it'd be
sure.
good to keep track of what they have, what evidence they have against him. But
Yeah, I think this clearly shows that whatever evidence they do have on him, it must be pretty big. And this clearly also shows why it took so long to arrest him, because
right,
clearly they wanted to make sure their ducks were all the way in a row.
yep,
Especially if, I mean, he was literally just arrested and charged like within the last week, and the trial's already starting.
yeah,
The
yeah.
turnaround for that stuff isn't usually that quick. So
It's not. I think the cases where it is delayed though more, it's because the person being charged wants it delayed. They try to delay it. So I don't know if they're like,
maybe, yeah.
yeah. So
But they've also been working on this case and the build up for almost a year now. So
true, true. Yeah. Yeah, another sad one. Another definitely sad one, and we'll keep
yeah,
track of it and have a follow up at some point when it's more complete, I would say.
yep, yep. So,
All
anyways,
right. Well,
have a beautiful day, everybody.
yeah, yeah, after we talk about this, have a great rest of your day and don't have nightmares at all. But the weekend's coming up, so there's that.
True, that's true.
And we'll be back with another regular episode on Tuesday.
Yeah. Bye, everyone.